The Lebanese government made it clear during U.S. mediated talks with Israel that it no longer wants to be occupied by Hezbollah, and that there were discussions about a long-term vision for clearly defined borders, said Israel ambassador to the United States, Yechiel Leiter, to reporters on Tuesday, April 14. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio hosted the first direct talks between Israel and Lebanon indicates on Tuesday, and both sides say they held positive discussion, although it remains unclear whether they agreed on a framework for peace. The meeting marked a rare encounter between government representatives technically in a state of war since Israel's establishment in 1948. They entered the talks with conflicting agendas, with Israel rejecting discussion on a ceasefire in Lebanon and demanding that Beirut disarm Hezbollah. The U.S. State Department issued a statement after the meeting saying that both sides had engaged in productive discussion on steps toward launching direct negotiations. The statement outlined each country's position but did not indicate that they had reached a mutual agreement. Lebanese Ambassador Nada Mawad described the preliminary meeting as constructive. In a statement to Reuters, she said that during the meeting she called for a ceasefire through return of displaced people to their homes and measures to ease the humanitarian crisis in Lebanon caused by the conflict. The meeting took place at a critical moment in the Middle East crisis, a week after a fragile ceasefire between the United States, Israel, and Iran. Meanwhile, Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, Japan, and 6 other countries condemned the killing of UN peacekeepers in Lebanon on Tuesday, April 14. While calling for an urgent cessation of hostilities in the country, where Israel attacks have killed more than 2,000 people since March. The statement followed the death of 3 Indonesian peacekeepers last month. The United Nations said initial findings from its investigation indicated that one person was killed by an Israeli tank projectile and two others by an improvised explosive device, most likely planted by Hezbollah. Since then, Israel has expanded its ground invasion into southern Lebanon, ordering hundreds of thousands of Lebanese residents to evacuate their villages. Israeli attacks have killed more than 2,000 people and forced 1.2 million people to flee their homes, according to Lebanese authorities.